Want to know what a real man would tell their lady about love and life? You're in the right place. This is Hello Ladies with Rom Wills. Rom Wills is a speaker and author of several books on relationships. Grab some wine, sit back, and enjoy.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to my spot. Do you know a man's ideas? And real quick, the next few will probably be just a picture up here, because you know how you get, because I'm going to be recording like this in the next 3, just right in one sitting. And that's just because I'm on a roll. So y'all get to see my face again at some point. Then again, some of y'all might be like, you know, Ron, we see your face enough here. Just tell us what you got to tell us. Whatever the case, right? But I want y'all to think about that, ladies. Do y'all really know a man's ideas? Right? Let's think about it. Now, people who really follow me a long time know I'm a big fan of the Midnight series, right? And I think I might have mentioned it in one of the videos here. And I have a quote on my wall from it. I'm not going to read the whole quote, but basically it comes down to, to paraphrase it, or summarize it rather. He talks about how these women like him because of how he looks and everything, but he says, you don't take him seriously because it's like, you got to know what I believe, what I think and stuff. How many women really know what a man's ideas are about something? Because look, and this is tough love. This is tough love. Women, y'all accuse men of being shallow, and y'all should. Y'all should, because if we admit to it, we have no problems with it. We'll tell you straight up, hey, that physical appearance matters. Now, the more mature men, they'll say, yeah, the physical appearance matters. But, let me say that again, but she got to have her mind right. So, the more mature men, we're going to be looking at all of that. But what I'm finding with many women, how many women really know a man's ideas? Now, part of, me bringing this up is just a personal thing, right? It's amazing how many women I've dealt with in life who didn't know anything about me personally. I remember one woman hit me up, and this a woman, dealing with her for a few months. And I remember she said, I don't really know anything about you. It was just like, you didn't ask. All right. And a couple women, like one woman just, usually online or something, I keep my spiritual beliefs to myself. But there was one woman I actually shared them with her fully because I had her to understand. And it's like, you got all this stuff you see in me and you want to do with me and do to me. Right. And it's somebody I dealt with. But I was like, the whole time, you never asked me, do I go to church? You never asked what my beliefs are. Our beliefs could be very incompatible. All right. But you never talked about that. You were always just like, oh, you're so handsome and all of this and whatever about my body and whatever about my dick. But you ain't never really just asked what I'm really thinking about. Or what I really feel about something. She didn't know what my ideas were. And this is somebody who's actually listened to some of my videos and podcasts, but never really asked, right? And what I see with the many women out here, it's like even when they have these lists, it's all superficial stuff. They looking at his title. It's like, well, what does he do? I mean, I still meet people like, well, what do you do? That's a title. Instead of like, what do you think? They want to know his credit or how much, where he working, where he live, all that. All those are superficial things. They're window dressings, or how much style does he have, right? Window dressings, right? You gotta look at it. Say, well, look, what's his title? What's his credit? You're looking at all those things and you're not saying, well, wait a minute, what does he think? What is his ideas? What are his beliefs? Right? Because that's going to tell you more about who he is, where he going, what he wants more than anything else. Let me use the spiritual belief thing. Quite frankly, if he follows the Abrahamic religion, if he follows the Abrahamic religion, he's going to be patriarchal. And I know got a lot of women, they on that either feminist thing or I'm independent thing. That's incompatible with a man with those spiritual beliefs. I mean, you will be hard pressed to find a dude who will be up in a church or a mosque or a synagogue or on the corner reading a Bible verse dealing with an independent woman, especially when in Abrahamic religions, the man is the head. But that's an important thing. And you got women out here, they'll deal with the guy, but they won't ask that question. Right? They won't ask that question. They don't know what his ideas were. Or even if it's not even religion, what's his political philosophy? What's his philosophy of life? What's his philosophy about how he's going to spend money? How he wants to raise kids? What are his ideas? And ladies, I would say when you dealing with a man, do you know his ideas, right? Do you know his ideas? What's going on with him? I want you to think about that. Right? Just think. I'm just going to leave it right there. This is probably a very short video. Real quick. Do you know a man's ideas? When you meet a man, are you really trying to get what's on his mind? Or are you focused on how much gratification you can bring? Because I think that's where the real issue comes in. When I talk about select and non-select, that select is based on how much gratification a man can bring. How much money he can spend on her and how much sexual pleasure he can bring her. But not what's on his mind. What kind of integrity does he have? What kind of morals does he have? What kind of character? What's his ideas on stuff? And it's very important because I'm gonna tell you what. And many men who are like, the fictional Midnight, who might have a physical thing, their ideas are totally different. In fact, I met a young dude. He was from Senegal. Real thorough dude, right? Name was Mustafa. That was a thorough dude. And I remember he went out with this African-American woman, right? And she was on some rah-rah stuff until she went out with him. Because even though this dude was young, he was very mature in even how he carried himself, and she just didn't know what to do, right? But she, he's coming from a different cultural perspective about, different religious perspective. He was actual Muslim. He was a real life Midnight too. He had a good height on him, body build. He was in business. He was a vendor, right? And she quite frankly didn't know. But see, he was informed by, Senegalese culture, his Muslim religion, and probably just simply raised to behave as a man. So those ideas were important, and women couldn't really deal with them. So I mean, that stuff is very important. In fact, it's probably more important than everything else. See, a man's job title can change. That can change. There are men out there, like I know one dude who was an attorney. And just decided he wanted to bake cakes. Anybody familiar with the cake love business in the DC area, they'll know about the dude. I forgot his name. But they'll know about it. Credit can change. Credit can go up and down. I had a ding on my credit just for getting a phone, even though I paid for the phone outright, which was still some bullshit. It was like, but dude, or a medical emergency can happen, right? Anything can change. His monetary situation can change. He could have a successful business. Like he could own a store or something in a mall, but because the mall's doing poorly, he started doing poorly. It's some things are out of your control. But what are the man's ideas to go beyond that? I want y'all to think about that. So anyway, that's it for today. Y'all have a great day now. Peace.